Hello, future me. Welcome to day 415. My hair is a mess and I need to shave, so I'm sorry. Today's been alright. Yesterday was good until one part, but I'll start with today. I woke up at like 2:30, I think. It was really bad. It was pretty bad. But there's a reason. But I woke up. I didn't eat anything, I don't think. I finished the cereal last night. Yeah, I didn't eat anything. I was just at my dad's, and then my grandpa came to pick me up, and we went here, and then I realized I forgot my monitor cord. So we ate. I had I forgot the word for it. I think it's a Manhattan. It's usually a piece of toast with potatoes and meat. This time it was sourdough with potatoes. It was pretty good. It was really good with green beans or peas on the side. And then we went back and to get my monitor cable. I was willing to drive myself, but for some reason my grandpa wanted to take his big truck. It's a truck with a little hatchback. No, it's a big SUV. It's a big SUV. But it's older. I think it's from like early 2000s maybe. So I got to drive that, and it's really weird. It's when you mash on the brake, it only mashes to a certain point, then it stops, but you can still apply pressure and it still brakes. It's weird. It's very strange. So it's like this is your foot and this is the brake, and it goes like and then stops like right there, but you can still push and it only gets slower and slower. So I got to drive that, and that was cool. But halfway there, I realized I forgot my house key. So we came back and we didn't go out again. I was not going to make him do that. I felt bad about making him do that anyways. And I just found a solution. I was just going to go tonight without using a monitor, but look at that. Look at this piece of shit. It's really bad, but it's fine. It's fine for watching videos, I guess. Oh yeah, speakers on it too, which my other one doesn't. So that's a win. That's a rare SID W. Yeah, and then I've just been here. I'm gonna smoke in a bit because I have the substance. I have a lot. It's the most I've ever had, I think. But I'll get to that later. I won't talk anymore about that. And more on that. Yesterday, I hung out with Grayson, Carter, Aiden, Colton, and Grayson's friend Jackson, who drove him up from, I forget where they live. It's like an hour away or something. But they came up and we smoked. We smoked a lot. And I got really high. And it was a good night until they wanted to go get food. So Jackson is Grayson's driver and Carter was everyone else's. It was me, Colton, and Aiden. And Carter's fine driving while he's high. He didn't smoke that much. He only took like 2 hits. And so he wasn't that high and he was fine with driving. And that's okay. If you feel like you can drive and you're not that high, I think it's fine. But Jackson did not want to drive because he was really high. Like not like really high, but he smoked a little bit more. And he didn't want to drive. And I was like, that's fine. If you don't want to drive, if you don't think you can drive, or if you don't want to drive while you're high, then that's fine too. I think if you think you can drive and you pretty sure you can, I think it's all right. If you're pretty sure you can't, you shouldn't. And Carter was getting mad. Carter was frustrated at that. And why do I have so much? I just took a shower. That's such bullshit. And Carter was getting frustrated. I'm like, okay, I can understand why you're frustrated, but he was like talking shit. And I'm like, you shouldn't. That's not something you should talk shit about. Because like I understand that like drinking while driving is nowhere near as bad as driving while high. It's still not good. It's still not a good thing to do. But I was just going to let it go. I just kind of let it go, and I was going to let Carter be frustrated because what else am I going to do? So then we just hung out for a bit. We ended up not getting food. Oh, no. We went to a gas station. Aiden bought some snacks, and that was really cool. For all of us. But after that, we hung out for a little bit more. Colton got really high. It was funny, because last time he smoked, he did not get that high. He just got a little buzzed. And that was almost a year. I think that was over a year ago. That was like one of the best nights of my life when Colton came, and he got a little buzzed. But this time he got like good. Excuse me. But Carter was taking us all back, and he had just dropped Aiden off. And so it was just me, Colton, and Carter. And Grayson and Jackson were going to stay there for a bit until Jackson sobered up enough to where he could drive. And as we were leaving, we were driving down the road. Fuck, I can't talk. A few minutes after we dropped Aiden off, Carter had the idea, and I think this is really funny. Carter thought it might be like some placebo because Jackson was really paranoid. He got really paranoid. And I don't disagree with him. I think a lot of it is placebo, especially, but it could also just be as he has like a paranoid personality. And if you smoke, it can kind of make that worse. But it could be placebo. But he had this really funny idea to invite him out to hang out again and then just give him a cigarette and tell him that has weed in it and see if he gets high from that. I thought it was funny, but then I said, like, I'd feel kind of bad, though. And he was like, no, you shouldn't. And I'm like, I shouldn't feel bad? And then he started getting, like, I'm not mad. He wasn't mad, but he was, like, agitated. Because I was like, because he was convinced that, he kept saying placebo, but I don't think he knows what a placebo is. A placebo is when you take something that you're convinced that's something else, then your brain is convinced. So then you start feeling, maybe not the exact effects that you would feel from the actual thing, but you start feeling effects. You're not faking it. Placebo is not faking it. Placebo is where you are convinced that you are feeling something, so you actually start feeling something. That's what a placebo is. It's not that you're faking it. I think Carter meant a placebo meant you're faking it. Placebo does not mean that. I believe it. I believe that him being like really, because he didn't smoke that much. He really didn't. I smoked a lot more than him, and Carter said he smoked more than him, but I don't believe him. I think they might have smoked the same amount, if not Jackson more. But Jackson did get high. And it could very well be placebo. But the way that Carter was talking about it, he was like, well, it was just a placebo, so he wasn't really feeling it. I'm like, that's not how a fucking placebo works. And I wish I brought that up. But we got into like an argument. And I stopped the argument. I like, okay, fine, I don't want to argue. And so I stopped. And he kept fucking going. That's the thing that this happened with my roommate's girlfriend once. Where we're arguing, I'm like, okay, I don't want to argue with you anymore. I'm not going to argue with you anymore. And then they keep fucking, that pisses me off so much. I'm like, I do not want to argue anymore. But then they're like, here's more. And I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to argue with you. And I understand how going from arguing to like, I don't want to argue with you anymore can make the other person frustrated. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to hang out with you. And I'm sorry that I brought it. I'm sorry that I said I feel bad for him. I don't know. I don't know. That made me really upset, and I kind of got in a downer mood after that. As I have almost every time I smoke with Carter, I don't have a good time. And I don't know if that says something about me or him, but it's one or the other. I don't know. I like Carter a lot. He's really funny, and he is nice. There's some gripes I have with him. So if he plays me music he likes, I will actively give him a reaction. Even if I don't like it, I'll just say it's not what I would listen to, but I can understand how you would like it. I give like feedback on what he shows me. If I show him something that either I've made or I like, he usually gives me no fucking reaction. And I'm like, give me something. Just like say something. Say like, oh, this is cool. Oh, this isn't cool. I don't like this. He actually, if he doesn't like it, he'll fucking say it. Jesus, he does say some things that, it doesn't piss me off. It just makes me upset because like, I don't know. It feels like he doesn't care. I don't know. But I like him. He's funny. And we're good friends. The way I'm talking about it makes it seem like we're not good friends. We're good friends, but it's just annoying. But I was really confused because I really think that if you think you shouldn't drive or if you don't want to drive, you don't have to. And that's the thing that really bothered me is that Carter was getting frustrated that he didn't want to drive. I'm like, I can understand why you would have a different opinion on it. But I don't think you should get like frustrated at someone for not wanting to drive when they're high. And he kept making the argument that it was a placebo. But if it's a placebo, he's still feeling it. It might not be like a real weed high, but he's still feeling something that's making him paranoid as fuck. I don't know. It's just, I tried telling him that I didn't want to start anything and that I didn't want to like argue with him, but he kept fucking making points, and I'm like, okay, all right, well, I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna smoke later. After this ends, I'm probably gonna smoke. I have tomorrow off. I don't know about Monday because tomorrow's Sunday. I meant to check the schedule earlier if they had posted the schedule. Yeah, I worked a lot this week. I didn't get paid though, but I get paid in tips, which I didn't know, which is pretty cool. I got like 17 bucks in tips, and then I spent 50 bucks on weed. Yay. But yeah. I hadn't smoked a while before yesterday, so that's nice. But yeah. What did I do today? The Manhattan. I feel like I had something to eat when I was at my dad's, but maybe not. I don't think I did. I don't even remember what I did this morning, honestly. I don't remember. Anyways, I'm probably going to end it there. If I forgot to talk about anything, leave in the comments or we'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.